Alright, let's get real. Let's kick this off with some straight talk about how your mind is working and how to reprogram it. Because let's face it, most of us, we're stuck running on autopilot, living out old beliefs, old stories and old patterns. It's like the brain is a damn broken record, playing the same sad tune over and over. But guess what? We're going to rip that record to shreds and lay down a fresh track that you can dance to every day. First, let me ask you this. Have you ever caught yourself repeating the same shit over and over? You're stuck in a loop, right? A loop of negative thoughts, doubt, fear, stress. And it feels like it's inescapable. Well, I'm here to tell you, you've been brainwashed. Not by some crazy cult, but by your own damn brain. Your mind, over time, has gotten stuck in a groove, a rut, and it's feeding you all this negativity, and you're believing it. But that's not the real you. That's your brain's default state. So let's get this out of the way. Your personality, that story you tell yourself about who you are. It's not some sacred thing. It's just your trauma response. A series of shitty habits that you've built up. Your mind is reacting to old pain, old beliefs that you've learned from childhood, from people who didn't know any better. You think you're shy or awkward or not good enough. Bullshit. That's your brain repeating its trauma response. It's like a muscle memory for your soul. It's not who you are. It's just what you've been trained to believe. And guess what? You can untrain yourself. You can break free from this prison. Now think about this. Remember, when you first learned to ride a bike. Yeah, it was a mess, right? You were wobbly, uncertain, your knees were shaking. And you thought you'd crash at every turn. But you didn't stop. You kept going. You kept pedaling. And over time, that fear went away. And you were riding like a pro without even thinking about it. That's how your mind works. Every time you try to change, like changing an old belief or a thought pattern, it's going to feel like you're on that shaky bike. It's going to be uncomfortable, maybe even a little scary. But the more you push through, the easier it gets. You create new neural pathways. Your brain gets used to the new pattern, and that becomes your new default. You just have to trust the process. But here's the kicker. Your mind can be an asshole. It's been hijacked by fear, and that fear is everywhere. It's in the media. It's in your social circles. It's in the little thoughts that pop up when you least expect it. And you're addicted to it. You've become addicted to all that drama. You can't turn on the TV without seeing the world ending news story, right? It feels like you need to know everything, like you're responsible for it all. But here's the truth, you're not. You're not responsible for the world's chaos. You're only responsible for how you respond to it. You've probably fallen into a loop where you're waiting for permission from the world to act. You're waiting for an external cue to tell you it's okay to step forward. Newsflash, that's bullshit. You're wasting time sitting on the sidelines, waiting for the world to change. You need to understand the external world is just a mirror. It's a reflection of what you believe. If you believe the world is out of control, guess what? You're going to see chaos. But if you believe in yourself, in your power to change your reality, suddenly the world starts to show up in a whole new way. Now let's talk about confidence. You probably met that person who just oozes it. You know, the one who walks into a room and everyone notices. Not because they're trying, because they're so damn sure of themselves. That's what you're after. You don't need to say a word. You don't need to list your accomplishments. You just need to know that you're a badass. Because here's the truth. Confidence comes from belief. When you start believing you're worthy of success, worthy of respect, worthy of love, guess what happens? The world starts to treat you that way. The key is believing it first, then watching the world catch up. Your beliefs shape your reality. And if you don't like the reality you're living in, then change your beliefs. It's that simple. I know, you're probably thinking, okay, this all sounds nice, but how do I actually do it? Here's where we get into the nitty-gritty of it. You need to start with the basics. How do you walk into a room? Are you hunched over, shoulders slumped, looking at the floor? Or do you stand tall, chest open, head high, like you own the damn place? If you want to command respect, you need to embody it. The way you stand tells your brain how to feel. Stand tall and your brain will start believing you're in control. Your words matter. Are you speaking with authority, with power? Or do you shrink back, making sure that no one's uncomfortable? Your words, they're an extension of your beliefs. If you say, I can't do this, your brain is going to listen and agree with you. But if you say, I'm going to make this happen, your brain will start searching for ways to make it true. Speak with conviction, speak with power. How you breathe changes everything. Shallow breathing is a sign of stress, but deep, slow breaths, they trigger your body's relaxation response. So when you're in a tough spot, take a deep breath. It tells your mind, I've got this. I'm in control. This is where things start to get interesting. We need to start interrupting the old patterns. When you catch yourself in a negative thought loop, when you feel that familiar anxiety creeping in, interrupt it. Just like stopping a bad song from playing. Change the channel in your brain. You've got to shake things up. And here's how you do it. Reframe the situation. Let's say you're feeling anxious about an upcoming event. Instead of thinking, this is going to be awful, reframe it. This is going to be a great opportunity to learn and to grow. You see what happened there? You just broke the pattern and created a new empowering one. So why are you afraid to do it? Why do you resist all this? Why do you fear change? Because your brain is wired to stick with what's familiar, even if it's uncomfortable, even if it's bad for you. Your mind sees new things as a threat. But here's the deal. You're not going to die from trying something new. The fear is just a sign of growth. The more you step into that discomfort, the more you expand. You want science. Here it is, neuroplasticity. That's your brain's ability to change, to create new neural connections. When you interrupt a pattern, when you consciously choose to change, you're reprogramming your brain. It's like upgrading your software. Over time, the new habits become your default. You don't even think about it. You just start doing it. So why is it so important? If you don't do this, the cost is high. You stay stuck. You stay trapped in your old ways, your old thinking. You stay powerless. The world keeps spinning, but you're standing still. The moment you start changing your mind, your beliefs, your habits, that's when the world starts shifting. Opportunities start showing up. Confidence starts flooding in. You start living like the person you always knew you could be. So what's the deal? You're ready to stop sitting on the sidelines, ready to take control of your life. You can do it. You will do it. You just have to believe.